How's it going? Charles Botenston here, and I'm actually at work right now, so I'm not going to be too loud. But if you think about it, I just felt really compelled to make this video. A lot of people have been sending me messages and comments and whatnot, and I guess you'll reach a certain point where things that you thought were important are not important anymore. And one easy way to stop judging, to stop labeling, to stop having some kind of outcome tied to something that you do is to take away the good or the bad or the feeling or the emotion you get with it. This is a perfect example. I make sales calls. That's why I have this crazy looking headset on right now. And my sales calls, I don't say that was a good sales call. I say that was a sales call. I don't say I had a good day. I say I had a day. And people are going to be like, well, why does that matter? Well, when you tie a word like bad or good or stressful or it could have been better, then actually bring um, you bring a meaning to it. Okay, so if you string a bunch of bad days together, then you're like, I had a bad week, and then you string a bunch of bad weeks, and then you're like, I'm depressed or I'm stressed out. That's why you need to eliminate the small labeling that you do. Instead of saying, I that was a bad sales call. No, just say that was a sales call. That was a bad interaction. No, no, no. That was an interaction. In other words, you take away, I guess you call it the adjective or the meaning that you put behind it. Was it good? Was it bad? Was it stressful? Did it go the way you wanted it? No, 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 no. You had a pitch, and I'll get into, people are like, well, how do you improve? I'll get into that in a second. The biggest thing is you have to take away that's a person, not that's a good person, that's a bad person. I just made a video about this. Being collaborative. You have to be collaborative. Your client is your friend. Your client is someone you're trying to get their business from, or trying to meet their needs, trying to provide them a service. Whatever the case is, I have no idea what your business is or what your needs are. If you're in school, I hate this teacher. No, 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 no. Say, this is a teacher. You take away, you literally just have the core of the word. It's a teacher, it's a person, it's an evening, it's a day, it's a week. Don't say, that was a crappy day, that was a terrible evening. Oh, what an awful person. No, 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 no. And why is this important? This is important because if you start labeling everything, which everyone does, and I do it time to time, there's times that you think someone or something or whatever that will actually affect your mood further out. What do I mean by that? So if you have a bad evening, you'll say I had a bad evening. No, no, no. You say I had an evening. And then the reason being is that most people then go and they say I had a bad morning, and then I had a bad afternoon, and then then that person's terrible. You have to take away the actual word that puts meaning to what you just did. All right? So the word terrible, awful, stupid, crazy, whatever. Just say I had an interaction. I had a sales call. I had an afternoon. I had an evening, night. Whatever the case is, you put the meaning on something. That was a terrible practice. That was a terrible workout. No, you still worked out. You still practiced. I had a bad sales call. No, 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 no. You had a sales call. And this is important because it's going to affect the next sales call. It's going to affect the next practice, the next workout. You have to take away. So this is it. So if you feel that your expectations were not met, in other words, say, normally I would say, that was a bad sales call. Now I say, that was a sales call. This is what I can improve. That was a terrible interaction. This is what can improve. And you know why this is also good is that you don't get nervous anymore. You see someone that you want to say hi to, Richard Branson, Elon Musk. You're like, that's a person. You don't put meaning, that's a celebrity, that's a CEO, that's a billionaire, that's a pretty girl. No, no, no. That's a girl, that's a person, that's a man. whatever, you don't get nervous anymore. It's a person, it's a girl. That's a whatever meaning you put on something. Think of the words you put on a practice, studying, a teacher, a friend, a parent, a spouse, doing something that you don't want to do but you need to do to get healthy or work out or whatever. So when it doesn't meet your expectations, that means you're tying an outcome to it. In other words, say you approach a pretty girl or you you have a crush on this guy and you approach him and it doesn't go well. It doesn't go well. By the way, you don't know what's going on in their head. Maybe they're already tied up, or you're just not their type, or whatever. It doesn't go well. Okay, so that means you wanted it to go well, which means that your expectations weren't met. Don't have any expectations. Have the expectations that if it goes well, fantastic. If it doesn't, I'm still the same. You have to keep your state, in other words, your emotional state, not tied to anything on the external. In other words, if it starts raining or if it's a beautiful day, you're the same person. Yeah, maybe you could be happier if it's beautiful, but don't have anything external crush you. I had 3 people hang up on me today, but I still made the rest of the 20 phone calls afterwards in a peak state because I didn't let that hang up or that it's not available, stop calling. I didn't allow that to affect me. That's an external stimulus affecting me. So instead of saying, that was a bad call, he's mean, he hung up on me, I said, that was a sales call. What can I improve? What can I do differently? Okay? This is really powerful because it really affects all of my interactions, all of my nights out, all of my evenings, all of my dinners, all of my sales calls, all my interactions. It literally affects everything because we put meaning to an interaction, to a night out, to a call or a text or an email or whatever. Practice, a workout. It's stupid. It's absolutely stupid. Just take everything away and just say that was a practice. That was a workout. All right? So I hope this helps. I don't know if it's going to click right now, but it absolutely really helps me. So I'm at my office. It's actually really nice. I'm inside right now, but there's a huge terrace that wraps around. So if you're in New York City, let me know and subscribe to the video. Let me know if you have any comments on this, and let me know what number 1 is if you have any questions that you want answered, and number 2 is what do you put meaning to? Because there's so many different examples out there. It could be to a boyfriend, to a girlfriend, to food, to anything. Just say, no, that's a salad. It's good for me, blah, blah, blah. But anyway, have an awesome day. Talk to you guys soon.